And a good evening to you, rugby fans. Welcome to the National Collegiate Rugby Division II Championship semifinal matchup. Norwich University Cadets versus Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The Hawks bringing this D2 semifinal to see who is going to play the University of Northern Iowa's Panthers. I am John Broker, joined by the contact coach, Greg Wilson.
Thanks for having me, John. Wonderful to be here for this D2 semi-final classic.
It is going to be a classic. Both these teams have been there before. Let's look at the Cadets. 8-1 on the season. They have put up a lot of points. The point differential. Games against UMass Lowell, Villanova, and Georgetown on their way here. They have made it to Houston. They have made it to SaberCat Stadium. National Collegiate Rugby Norwich welcomes you here as we take a look at the record for their opponent, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, the Hawks. 10-0, undefeated on the season. Much higher point differential. Got through Western Kentucky, Salisbury, and UNC Wilmington to get to this semifinal. As we said, winner of this is going to play University of Northern Iowa, the Panthers, in the final. It was Rayner earlier on. It is letting up a little bit here. We'll see what happens as you see the Hawks running out. We have a good battle here. Two tough forward-oriented teams.
Absolutely, and I think the forwards is where it's going to be won. If you just look at the weather, the wind is blowing. It's been raining all day here in Houston, and that's had a big impact on the match. So look for a big set-piece matchup, maybe close-quartered, those big forwards going at it. It's going to be a really interesting matchup here between the Hawks and the Cadets.
Going to be a match. You see the Cadets right there in the red and gold. The white and red is going to the Hawks. Look at the Norwich Cadets. The forwards, it's going to be Connor Willett, Brady Klein, and Will Moulton in the front row. Second row, Blake Wollaston and Aiden McCabe. Santino Mamaro and Jeffrey Pappalardo, the flankers, with Sebastian Yates, the number 8. Scrum half is Jared Robertson, Logan Perry. He will be given the ball to in the centers. We have Christopher Waiton and Marius Edwards, John Kelly and Alex Huffman on the wings, and Dumasani Janda at the back, holding it down for the Norwich Cadets. Lineup for IUP. That man right there in shot is Cameron Taylor. Cameron Taylor, Charles Edwards, Gavin Previous are going to be your front row. To be Ethan Miller and Richard Martsolf in your second row. Dylan McAnulty and Jace Brooks are your flankers, and Trent Stalling at the back. The tough customer is going to be RJ Beach. He is going to be your scrum half with Declan Kringle. He is going to be at fly half, and the center is going to be Luke Masikis and Dominic Holmes with Mason Steed, Dylan Deasy on the wings, and Santino Fischio at the back. Very experienced player. That is your Hawks lineup. We are just about ready to go here in Houston. This semifinal is going to be a battle. We're ready to go. You see RJ Beach right there. You see Cameron Taylor. They are excellent players. They are experienced players. They haven't been here before. Just about ready to kick off here. Chris Micheletti is going to be your head referee for this one. The Hawks will be kicking off, running from right to left on your screen, as you see in the white and red there. Coached by Seth Irwin with Michael Murphy and Larry Booba. For Northam, Bob Wegler, the coach for Norwich, Austin Monty. And we are just about underway this second semifinal, National Collegiate Rugby Division II. This is championship weekend. John Broker with Craig Wilson. We are underway here as the IUP Hawks come up with their own kickoff. IUP. That's Kringle. Puts it out to Pappalardo. First run of the ball there for this IUP team. You can see the 22 of Norwich right there. Norwich. Players from Norwich, Vermont. Beautiful community. I was in not too long ago. Had a lovely evening there as we're going to have a scrum here for the IUP Hawks.
Yeah, good start overall for the Hawks. Cameron Taylor, number 1. He is a big fella, and he made his presence felt. That big initial hit, what got his team the turnover. You can just see that the real difficult conditions out there. Both teams had one possession each. Both resulted in a knock-on. That is going to be a factor in this game, but the forwards are going to love this. 40 seconds in, they get a chance to scrimmage.
Fascinating here. You have Declan Kringle in the scrum half position to put this one in. From Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Strong ball to the back here. Coming off the back is Stalling. Beach is in the first receiver position. They're good at switching. They've done this before. Good early break there. Coming in from Holmes. Holmes gets that ball back over. Ball still alive. Inside the 22. Now Beach takes over in the scrum half position. Cameron Taylor at the back. He's just going to seal this one off as Beach gets us going again.
Advantage.
Ball spills forward, however, it's in the hands of the Cadets. Cadets, that's that wet weather. It's not raining. In the last game, it was raining sideways for a bit, but the field and the ball will be a little bit wet here as Aiden McCabe gets going for the Norwich University Cadets.
Just take a step. Advantage is over.
Little chip forward there from Jared Robertson. Robertson puts it inside the half of IUP. IUP on the run. In the middle of the field they come. That ball spills. Back in their hands. They're able to keep this one alive for the moment. Defense pouring on for the Cadets. Taken in by Masikis. Kringle in that distributor role. One of the things you see IUP do a lot is they have a number of players that just step into this distributor role to get the ball moving quicker. Beach can play both scrum half and fly half. Kringle as well. Fischio, a depth there too. There's a little room on the outside and they're going to find it. That pass doesn't quite get away, just slips out there, and Ethan Miller couldn't quite get to it. Kringle, forwards waiting. You see Beach out a little wider in your shot there. Kringle may go to him with this one. And does. Beach, as players rushing up, comes back inside to Cameron Taylor. Big Cameron Taylor loses the ball forward. So Cadets have it right at the halfway line. Brady Klein. Pick and go game, fairly common for this very physical Cadets team, but that one spilled forward in the contacts. We're going to have a scrum here.
Yeah, ball protection is going to be absolutely vital. You can see that 3 times for the Hawks already where they've coughed up possession. They just need to tuck that ball a little bit tighter. But fair play to the Cadets. Their defense has been excellent. And it's interesting, as you mentioned, John, you've got Beach and Kringle, 9 and 10. They are interchanging a lot, but that didn't fool the Cadets. They're setting their line. They're getting off the line. They're putting initial pressure on, and there's been a lot of skill set errors so far. 1 because of the weather, but 2 from also good line speed from the Cadets.
See the rain just starting to come down a little bit here. Not as hard as it has during the day. Cadets come in. Good drive here from the Hawks. Off the back comes Yates. Left-footed kick there from Logan Perry. Comes back to IUP. Taken down by Jace Brooks. Declan Kringle goes around the right-hand side. Beach has some runners coming in just a little tight there, so they work right back over the ruck. Don't gain much ground as Charles Edwards has to be the cleanup player on that one. The ball comes out to Jace Brooks.
No more.
Player trying to rip it away from Norwich. Referee says that's enough of that. Beach goes a little bit wider this time. Trying to get that ball away, not getting the speed they want. There's Fischio. Fischio cuts back inside. They're across the 50-meter line. Ball has been in play a lot of these first 4 minutes. These teams showing the absolute willingness to run right now. Beach had a pod. That's Beach there, excuse me. It was Kringle putting the ball out to him. Running back in, outside defense coming up. Very disciplined for this Norwich University Cadets team. Edwards. Another pick and go. Players got to be sure not to get isolated on these pick and goes there as they try to get through the line. Tackle by Papalardo. Another pick and go. Looked like Martzoff that time. Gavin Prebish. Prebish gets across the 40-meter line. Cameron Taylor ball in hand. Cameron Taylor slips. Can only set and recycle that one. Kringle now looking for some runners. Gets it out wider. Stalling is in the first receiver position. Can't get his hands free to get that ball to Beach. Puts the ball down, gets back up, goes again. Seems to be okay. The referee happy with that one. Good pressure coming on that first receiver. Something this Cadets team is clearly marked up as ball comes to Kringle. Kringle has Cameron Taylor coming on that ball with some pace. Cameron Taylor across the 22, and that is one of the strengths of many of his game, is just taking some bodies with him wherever he goes. Kringle gets it a little wider, looking for some space. Not going to materialize for Dominic Holmes. A good ball moving from their units across the field for this team. Kringle back in the other direction, has a pot of forwards with Brooks at the front. Once again, that one just sits out in front of it, looks like stalling there a little bit. Now they come looking wide. Ball into the hands of Beach. Beach Playing a little further out this time. Seth Irwin varying his players. Is that ball ripped away? A referee on the spot. Not releasing. Penalty here for the Cadets.
Oh, wonderful turnover there for the Cadets. They were patient in their defense. The Hawks, you can see a clear style of play. A lot of rugby, a lot of ball carrying has been played off 9. They're trying to get their big ball carriers just to bust down the door. It was pick and go, it was one-off runners, and it was effective until this jackal came in. And we just look here, look how he gets his hands immediately on the ball. He survives that clear out. Look at this clip here, brilliant from Next Level Rugby. Excellent technique, hands are straight on the ball, and then he resists the clear out. He's got a nice wide base. Excellent turnover there from the Cadets.
Patience, good work getting in there. Cadets, this lineup, first there's the game. Klein puts one up. Players come down. They're not engaged by the Hawks. So they go back and launch this downfield. It was passed inside the 22, so they can't kick that one directly out. So Dylan Deasy, opportunity for Deasy. Deasy meets Klein, sits him down. Pringle finds Jace Brooks. You can see who the key runners are going to be for this team as Cameron Taylor picks it up. This IUP Hawks team. Players know their roles very well. All up into the hands of Dylan McAnulty. Pringle. Cadets standing firm around the fringes here. Pringle again. Each gets a ball. Was it forward? Referee says it was. We're going to come back for a scrum here for the Cadets off of that forward pass.
Yeah, impressive defense from the Cadets. They're matching up. They know where the threats from the Hawks are coming from, those big carriers, and they're putting pressure on. What I really like about this, look how they're folding around the corner, so they've always got numbers on their feet, and then they're getting off a line, they're putting pressure on, and just as you look like there was going to be an offload there, maybe a call for a potential high tackle, nothing malicious, but it rode a little bit high there. But a great clash of styles so far. The Hawks are trying to knock it through the middle. The Cadets are standing strong.
Big drive from the Cadets that time. The men from Vermont. Right through the middle of the line they go. Good line right there from Marius Edwards. Quick ball coming. They're out to the right-hand side. Keeping that one a little tight. This is their number 8, Sebastian Yates. As they go again. Logan Perry steps into the first receiver spot for them. Will Moulton into the contact. Will Moulton from St. John's Prep from Danvers, Massachusetts. Coached by Thomas T.C. Clark at St. John's Prep. The NCR representatives. Ball up there into the hands of their waiting fly half Perry. Perry moves it on a little bit. Starting to get the phases together here are the Cadets. Cadets looking for that goal. Was around the side. Perry takes off without. It's going to be a penalty against them. We'll take another look. But good work here from both teams.
Oh, it was really subtle. It was nice work. Just watch how that Hawks player nudges the supporter. So then he's in an offside position when he's clearing it. He's in from the side. Beautiful little work there from the Hawks. Just to drop the shoulder in. It just makes it difficult for the Cadets to get a clear, clean out. I love those little bit of details. The referee called him up for in the side. Brilliant little work there from the Hawks.
That's there. That's Connor Willett as we see the rain pick back up. Bit of a curse from me there. Said it might die down here in Houston, but it certainly is not going to. The Hawks are going to have their line out at the 22. IUP. Ball up in the air. Tighter ball they go. They had 3 options there, but Charles Edwards is going to take it. Each in that first receiver spot goes wide. They had some space and some runners, but ball wouldn't quite materialize there. It's going to be stuck in a tackle. Players trying to dig it away. A little offload off the ground. Good work there as they get the ball into the hands of Dylan Deasy. Dylan Deasy turns it over. Ball's back into the hands of the Cadets. Were they able to bounce that off of one of the Cadets, sorry, one of the IUP players? We'll see in a sec.
Yeah, we talked about how the Hawks are trying to really bust it through the middle, but there was 2 beautiful bits of skill there. I saw a pass out the back and then an offload on the floor. So they're not just a one-trick team. They are trying to mix it up, just as the referee there calls that the ball's been out.
Ball up to IUP would take it away again.
Use it. Touch on
Off the boot they come of Jared Robertson. It was touched, so free play here as the ball comes out to Dylan Deasy. Dylan Deasy cuts one way, comes back in. Each goes wider. Little offload. Was it forward? Yes, it was. That's a second pass, which could have been for a try there to this IUP team, and went forward. And bring it back to be a scrum here for Norwich.
Yeah, just as you felt it was on there, just to pass it one more. It was brilliant line speed from the outside. This is a great clip here. Just look at the speed off the line just to get in the catcher's eye line, puts the pressure on, gets his body between him and the next person who's going to be playing the ball, and that's just enough there to cause that forward pass. So really great idea of how you can get a turnover without necessarily even making a tackle. You're just putting yourself in that passing channel to mix it all up.
No, guys, up. I had the timing wrong on that one.
Free McLeody going to bring this one up. Wants safety in the scrums. We see a good, formidable set of forwards here. See Cameron Taylor taking on Will Moulton on the other side. Willett and Prebish will battle it out. Klein and Edwards head-to-head at the hooker position. Santino Fiscio. Jared Robertson puts this one in from Newtown, Connecticut.
Use it, 9.
Ball a little messy, but it's going to come back. Going to get it into the hands of Edwards. Edwards has some pressure on him, so they're going to run it out from their own 22. Good speed coming onto the ball. They're at their own 40-meter line. Player from IUP needs to roll away. They have an advantage there, a penalty advantage. They're going to get it. Good work there from the cadets as they go quick. Ball to Edwards. Edwards takes it forward. Were they 10? Referee seems happy with it. They get it out into a waiting pot of forwards. Running back in is Sebastian Yates.
No, leave it, guys. Leave it.
IUP defense regather. Little show from Will Moulton. Will Moulton is going to take a couple of players with him. Pass out, pass back in, keeping this one in these pods of forwards. Logan Perry at 10.
Use it.
From Madison, Connecticut. Went to Daniel Hand High School. Ball out to Willett. Willett gets the ball to his front row partner, Moulton. Robertson. Forwards not gaining too much ground. Big tackle there from Cameron Taylor. Going through the phases, but leaving the width, and they're going to go for it now. A little show. Edwards going to hang on to that one. Edwards from Newport, New Hampshire. Brady Klein. Player just absolutely latched onto that and draws the penalty. Good work, Dominic Holmes for IUP. They just waited, were patient, found an isolated player, turned that one over.
Yeah, as you said, they were just really patient there. The cadets, they weren't really mixing up their play too much. They tried to go wide, and then it was a pick and go then. Just as we look back at this replay, it's a great leg chop tackle. That allows the tackle assist to latch on, and look how he stays on that fight. He's on the ball. He's in a great body position. Great turnover.
No, red. Good. Yeah.
Pot of forwards
No,
coming
red. No.
at the 40-meter line. Big break here from IUP. IUP get the ball back. Ball comes in. It's Kringle. Upturned tackle there. Martov comes in. Kringle again. Looks a little wider. Ball bounces. They're at their own 40-meter line. Defense comes up to meet them. A little bit of room. Couple of meters made. Beach.
Yeah, ball's in the shirt.
Ball goes in his shirt there. Had me a little bit of surprise. So we're going to come to a scrum to IUP.
Yeah.
Not sure if I've seen this before.
No, I'm not sure you see that every day. Just as a bit of a tackle there. Nice and strong, maybe a forearm to the throat, it looks like. It's a tough old game. I don't think there's anything malicious in that, but the shirt comes off, the ball gets wrapped up. I have not seen that before on a rugby field. A referee rightly blows up. You can't play if you can't see the ball.
Beach was ready to pass the jersey.
Oh, he was gonna play on for sure.
Ball in from Kringle. Pressure coming on from the cadets. It goes over Beach's head. Little wraparound pass coming. They come back in the middle. Is the space going to open up? Does not. Well covered by this Norwich University team.
No red.
Player trapped in there from the cadets, but able to get away. Good work. Referee happy with the effort. A pot of forwards come up from this IUP Hawks team. 0-0, 16 minutes into this contest. quite different from the last one. They are just playing to a standstill right here. A lot of contact, a lot of physicality. That's Kringle. Looking for some runners, takes it himself. Kringle, a first-year player from Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Cameron Taylor. Cameron Taylor gets to just about the 22. Jace Brooks takes the next move from Cherry Tree, Pennsylvania, a nursing major. Kringle, a little wider this time. There's room opening up. There's space right there. This could be the one. This is Dominic Holmes. And Dominic Holmes finally found the space. They condense that Cadets defense. It opens up for Holmes and 5 points on the board. First points of the game at 17 minutes.
Absolutely, it was just flat out go forward rugby. And then as that defense got condensed, that's when it was just that one pass, and then Holmes, he took on his man, it forced a missed tackle. I think it was number 9 out there, Jared Robertson, missed the tackle for the Cadets, and Holmes does the rest. But you've got to say the Hawks were good for that. Their continuity has been excellent, if not attritional. Just that little step to the right-hand side, that put Robertson off balance, and then he cruises through for a wonderful try. But the Hawks have been excellent so far. They've been keeping control of a possession under some good defensive work from the Cadets. And then it was just that boy there who got himself over for a wonderful try. Great work.
Referees don't say it's good, so we're going to say it 5-0. 17 and a half gone in this Division II semifinal.
As we see here, it's just this little step when he gets that ball. It's so subtle. Robertson's off balance, and then Holmes just cruises through. He's still got a bit of work to do. He's got to beat that last defender, but he knows where the try line is. He knows where the cameraman is as well. And he gets a good try for his team.
High hanging kicks from the Cadets. Well handled eventually by Stalling. Took a couple little grabs of the ball, but it squirts out the other side illegally. Ref says somebody played it on the ground, so it's going to be a penalty here, and here comes a try scorer, Dominic Holmes. Holmes wants to play. Holmes rounds a couple, offloads from one hand, gets the ball to Stalling. He's going across the 40-meter line. They want to back this up to IUP, looking for some points. Coach Seth Irwin would love to see them put in another one right here. Stalling in the first receiver position. Prebish.
Hey, KT, I'm killing 6.
Kringle. Jace Brooks. Kringle again, looking to the left-hand side this time. Little show, they're going to hang on this one. Dylan McAnulty takes that in. Each holds the ball, goes to a little boot there, just chips it through. Where will this ball land? How's it going to materialize? Taken down by the Cadets, but players in there to rip the ball away. Illegally there, just came right around the other side. Had to come in from his own side. Referee, good spot there, Micheletti. So we're going to go back for a penalty here for the Norwich Cadets.
It was a nice little play by Beach there. He saw that there was nothing on, and he just put it on the outside of the boot and just put it through into the space where there was no defenders. It looks like there that the Hawks, they came from an offside position and played the ball. But nice mixing it up of the play. It's not all just pick and go. Yes, that has been their DNA just to start, because you look at the weather, there's not really many options. But that little kick through, nice little touch there from Beach, and I really like that play.
Ball to come in here from Klein. Klein puts that one up. Actually down in the hands of Pappalardo. Pappalardo takes it forward. Robertson finds a target. Looking out a little wider this time, looking off both sides. Robertson comes back to the right. Gets it up to Connor Willard, excuse me. Robertson. Aiden McCabe takes that one in. McCabe, another Madison, Connecticut native. Get the ball to Logan Perry. Logan Perry pushes it downfield. from Marshfield, Mass. Rolls that one a touch, so it's going to be an IUP ball just outside their own 22.
Yeah, some nice work there. The Hawks have clearly seen something in the cadets line out that they're not competing at all. They're not even engaging in the up and coming, but they think it's going to be a maul. So that's been really interesting how the Hawks are just stepping off. And then this time the cadets were like, no, we're going to take it to you. But that was a nice kick through there from Logan Perry. Found the grass, put it through. It puts a lot of pressure on the Hawks line out here to try and get a clean exit.
Ball coming in here up to IUP. Well taken with their own 22. Not engaged. Going to move that one across. Dummy runner coming. They go for the kick. Over the head of one of the cadets. Fielding it deep. Did they knock that on? It certainly looked that way. Dumasani Janda. Ball just slips forward off the man from Harar, Zimbabwe. So it's going to be a scrum here for the IUP Hawks just outside the 40-meter line.
Yeah, it's a tough old day back there, particularly with the wind swirling. The ball is slippery as it is. You've really got to commit to it. You can see there was a knock on as he was trying to field the ball. So that's massive territory gain there from the Hawks. Good kick in. Make sure you find the grass. And just keep asking questions of the backfield from both teams because it's a tough day to be out at the back. You could just see the rain and the wind in the background there. Oh, it's a tough old day for these players.
Declan Kringle gets that one in. Stalling does the honors. Beach in the first receiver spot. Runner coming back. Well read by the defense. So not going anywhere as that started play. Players a little slow to regather the forwards back there. So pressure coming on now from the cadets. Cadets ball in hand, capitalizing on this mistake. Can they move this one quickly? Waiting for some runners to come in. Pick this one and go. That's Santina Mamaro. Takes that across the line. From Newbury, Mass. Little spin move there from Papalardo. Doesn't really fool the Hawks. They're going to go to the kick. It's going to put Robertson up in the air. It's going to bounce inside the 22. Wet grass. Anything can happen here. Ball winds up in the hands of the IUP Hawks, but they're under pressure inside their own 22. See what they decide to do. They step in and get a little run, trying to break through. Nice move from Dylan Deasy just to make a little bit of room. Another pick and go, this time from Chase Brooks has it. They're going to go to Beach. Beach is going to go to the kick. He's going to keep this one in field, hope for another knock on. Doesn't get it. And here come the Norwich Cadets through John Kelly. Chase Brooks trying to make a mess of that. We have an offsides advantage here. Penalty. Ball comes into the hands of Christopher Waiton. We haven't seen the inside center ball in hand so far today, but we do have an advantage for this team as they get the ball up to Connor Willett. Connor Willett at the 22. See you right in front of you. Sebastian Yates gets the ball up to Will Moulton across the 22-meter line. Robertson. Perry. Perry holds. Perry gets to the line. That one is knocked on by IUP. Do they still have an advantage, or will that be a scrum for the Hawks?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to come back for the advantage. One thing I have noticed from the Hawks, they are looking fatigued out there. The profile of their team, they are big men, and they've been crashing that ball up for a long periods of this game. The ball has been in play for a long time, so that's testament to these teams in this weather. But that looks like it's having a fatigue effect on the Hawks. So it's interesting from the cadets' point of view, instead of taking them on right around that ruck, maybe just one pass, two pass, just away from that contact zone, and they might start to find some really good yardage there. Because the Hawks, they're looking fatigued for me, hands on hips, and there's not a lot of line speed anymore.
Good kick inside the 22 they are, and is going to be a line out here for the cadets. Little costume change. On the spot. Going to come to the front of the line out. Well taken down by Papalardo. Get the ball into the hands of Marius Edwards. Standing in the receiver position there. Continue to dig. Looking for the little pass there was Willett. He's going to take that himself. His front row partner Moulton's going to come in and clean that off. Logan Perry You can see him calling for some runners there. Nice break. They're out about 7 meters now. Beach is in and over that one. Is he off his feet? He is now. Referee says you have to play. They're going to keep this one to the left-hand side. Little spin move. They're looking at the line. That is Jeffrey Papalardo from Newbury, Mass. The Masconomet High School graduate touches down, and we are tied up in Houston.
Yeah, some nice work from the line out. A clear set piece play. They had Edwards, number 13, in that receiver position, and he played straight away. A big ball carrier taking it to the heart of them, and then it was just that continuity. They kept coming back from where the ball originally came from. And then Papalardo, great contact skills, just as we see here, that little step, and then riding out of the tackle, he powers through. He's a rangy player, it is, Papalardo, and he finds his way to the try line for a well-deserved try there for the Cadets.
Good work, Cadets. Good work to get downfield. They've tied this one up. Kick to come.
Yeah, good. Initially, some good field position. They turned them around with that kick. They were applying pressure on, and it's a difficult day to exit. Even in this wind, if you get a good kick, it's not traveling like it usually would on a warm Houston day, which we certainly do not have here. But I just like how they're really putting pressure on initially from that line out, and then they were coming back against the grain were the Cadets. So they were just really picking on those big forwards for the Hawks, and they found them out. They found the hole.
27 minutes gone. Both teams have scored a try, unconverted by the Hawks. Attempt right here from the Cadets. That one hangs. It is not going to make it, so we're going to be tied at 5 here at the home of the SaberCats. Major League Rugby team hosting National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend. Kick to come here. Very tense game. The weather playing a factor. A lot of power and pace. There have been just absolute hits coming from both teams.
Yeah, it's like two heavyweight prize fighters going at it. They have just been slugging it out in the center of the field. Both teams are giving it their all, and that's why I think fatigue is going to play a huge part in this match. What team can find the holes?
Each hangs that one up in the air. Ball hits the ground. Cadets take it off the first bounce, so very important there. Marius Edwards, he's been important for this team as the Newport, New Hampshire native. Get it to Logan Perry. Logan Perry gets the ball to the try scorer, Papalardo. He's near the touchline, able to keep that one in. We have a penalty here. Another penalty advantage as Moulton is going to take that across the 50-meter line. See what they can make of this. The Cadets are going to come a little wider. Logan Perry pointing just out wide. Ball up from Robertson, inside the 22. It's bouncing. There's a foot race on here. There's some pressure coming. Fischio gets away. Whistle. We're going to come all the way back for that penalty advantage. Didn't know if the territory was enough there, but referee says we're going to go back and play it to the Cadets.
Yeah, it looks like the territory was gained, but the referees decided there wasn't enough advantage there, so they've come back. It was initially a good kick. What the Hawks were trying to do, they were trying to put pressure on at the ruck. They were trying to slow it down, but it looks like they just went off their feet. But I really like there what Robertson was doing, just how he just turned them around. Great box kick with his left foot. Didn't quite work out. Advantage was being played, so they come back and they've got an opportunity to strike from this line out here. It'd be interesting to see if they put 13 at if they put 13 back to that first receiver. It looks like he's there again, John.
Yeah, and the receiver spot at the line out. This is an interesting tactic from the Cadets. Change coming in, looks like Grant Euchre coming into the game.
We're gonna wait. I'm gonna call time on. Don't worry.
That's been solid in the lineouts here in the rain so far. Papalardo, the typical target here. You can see the 4-man lineout they use. They can also bring Edwards in if they want it. They're going to keep the Papalardo. Ball up, well taken again. Just going straight forward, Papalardo. Good little movement there when they realized the other team wasn't going to engage him for a maul. That one just skips on the ground. Robertson not intending that. We're going to get another penalty against IUP. That's got to be 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah, clear tactic here from the Cadets. They are going back to the blind side constantly. They're trying to pick on those forwards. So from the line out, they play once to the open side, and then they're coming back again, and they're starting to find a few yards there, John, just with those defenders from the Hawks starting to switch off a little bit.
Here, up.
Norwich puts that one down inside the 22, and as we hit the 30-minute mark, 10 minutes left to go in the first half. The Norwich Cadets have a line out deep inside this IUP half. Players not engaging there, so Papalardo's happy again to just take it and go straight forward. Set the platform. Players just calling there for what they want as a tactic. Ball recycled here on the ground. No chance to poach that one. They're going to look at a pick and go. Papalardo in the back.
Use it.
Pretty much pointing to where he wants to go, and he's just going to go down in that direction. Players trying to dig it away from IUP, but can't make it happen. Martzoff making a menace of himself in there. Has to come up and make another hit. Yes. Nice work there. Ball out to Perry. Perry, good job keeping it back in from the number 10, but it looks like they got hauled into touch. So it's going to be a line out here for IUP at their own 5-meter line. All that good effort gone for this Cadets team.
Yeah, some good defense in the end there, but you can just see they're trying to the Cadets, they're really forcing that blind side. This time the Hawks were up to it, but now the Cadets have put maximum pressure on. The Hawks, they've got to try and exit from a very difficult area, particularly in this weather. It all starts with a clean line out.
Ball to the middle of the line out. Knocked forward, it looked like. It's down in the hands of IUP. Thought it was knocked forward. Referee on the spot, though, however, didn't see it. So ball went straight down to the ground. Cadets trying to power through this one. Got to be careful. Where's it going to come up here? Referee Micheletti there. Under pressure are IUP. IUP able to get just a couple of meters there. Each may look for the box kick here. They got a quick move ahead. Got some bodies there. Good awareness from this IUP team. They just need a quick series of pick and goes here to dig themselves out some room. They sort of caught the Cadets defense there off guard and able to go ahead with this one. They're inside the 22. Opportunity a little more now. Probably won't try to run it from this far, but they're going to keep these pick and goes going for a little while here. Kringle. Put it to a runner in the middle of the field. Breaks through a tackle. Now they're looking. Beach puts a little kick in this time. Daring play from inside their own half. Goes to the foot, but spews in the middle of the field from Deasy. Gets picked up in the back. John Kelly. Cadets ball. Jared Robertson right there. Robertson's going to go for the kick now. Inside the 22. It bounces pretty high. Taken down by Deasy. Deasy put the crossfield. Ball hangs up in the air. Well taken by Willett. Gets it to Perry. Perry's coming on it with the fly half. Perry taken down at his own 40-meter line. Thought he tossed that up to the other team, but did not. Players in and over that there from the IUP Hawks. They've come off their feet. Other players come in. He tried to play that. That could have been a penalty. It's going to come back to the Norwich Cadets. Perry. Cross comes Robertson. Perry in the middle of the field. Ball bounces. Comes up into the hands of Jonda. Jonda stopped just outside the 40-meter line. Player coming in to rip that away. Good work by Kringle. Kringle affects the turnover there, and they'll go quick again through Holmes. Holmes loves the run. Holmes puts that one. Did that go forward to Beach? The referee hasn't said anything. He has indeed. We're going to come back. Going to be a scrum here. That's the fourth.
Yeah, I think IUP. I tell you what, as you just look back at this replay here, just in the tackle, just see where he lands. Looks like, yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough one because the legs look like they go up in the air just as he finishes that tackle there. He looks like he lands on the shoulder and the neck area. Maybe it looks a little bit worse than it actually is. So that was a tough finish. Just testament to what's going on there.
We're seeing a bit of slow-mo there. A little harder to control yourself at full speed in the wet. Not seeing anything too malicious in there. Going to be a scrum nonetheless to the Cadets. We're tied at 5 here. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. In beautiful Houston, Texas. H-Town, Space City, hosting the NCR Championship weekend. Looking for the pass back in. It doesn't happen. Going into contact is Marius Edwards. Robertson. Perry pointing the other direction. Going to go to Willett. Moulton. Deft little hands for a pass out to Papalardo. Taylor trying to get in and over that one. Moulton has to come up. Clean it up himself, takes it into contact. This could be quicker ball, slows down just a little bit, however. Robertson. Gets it to Perry. Perry gets the ball. Looks like it was spilled. Knock on advantage here to IUP. They pounce on these pretty quick usually. Looks like that one's going to probably get whistled up. Come back for a scrum to the Hawks right in front of the 22. Good attacking opportunity for them.
Yeah, I'm not too sure Logan Perry there knew that that player was so close in these conditions. He absolutely rocketed that ball towards him. That is a difficult catch to take at any level in any weather. So a little bit switch off there from the Cadets, but good pressure there from the Hawks. They were just really putting big time pressure on at the ruck. That doesn't allow clean ball, and then that's when the skill sets error come in. So they've got themselves a really excellent attacking position here. Middle of the field, about 25, 26 meters out. You can't ask for a better attacking position than this.
Declan Kringle to put this one in. First year business major, we said, out of Pittsburgh. Referee's going to set this one back down. Safety first. 4 minutes to go in the first half of the game clock.
I was just looking at number 8 there, Stalling. He looks like he was ready to pick and go. It'll be interesting to see if he does that, particularly if he's getting pressure on at the scrum. He wasn't engaging massively at the back with pushing, so that's normally a telltale sign that he wants to pick and go. Let's see what happens here.
All eyes on Stalling, and indeed he's gone. Right there, beats his first defender, goes around, gets taken down. Looked like by Perry just swinged his arm at him. Now they have some runners out to the right. They have a little bit of an advantage here. No, sorry, a numbers advantage, but cut off by a runner, just going a bit sideways. Here comes IUP. Jace Brooks. Kringle. Stalling in the first receiver role. Big drive. They're at the 5-meter line. Can they get across the line? Bodies in a pile right here. Kringle. Beach. Beach. Is Beach going to go for it on his own? He is. He's only going to get to the 5-meter line. They're going to have to recycle this one. Kringle gets it out into the hands of Lucas Masikis. Deasy has to come in and clean that up. Kringle into contact, gets that one away. And across the line comes Dominic Holmes for his second. 2 tries there for Holmes. Great work here by IUP. They're up 10-5.
Yeah, really impressive from Holmes. He's been a great player. But that was number 8, Trent Stalling. You could see from that scrum he had one thing on his mind. His body language was telling everyone, I am carrying, and carry he did. He took it to the heart of the Cadets defense, and then it was just like knocking at the door. It was the pick and goes, and then that offload is actually excellent play because he's under a lot of pressure. Holmes still has some work to do. That's 3 players in and around him there, and he still gets the offload in there. Number 10, Kringle.
And he's a first-year player.
Oh, he's brilliant. I tell you what, he's built like a prop, but he can play like a 10. What can't he do? And then it was Holmes who did the rest. He's been very, very good this half.
Lead change here after it was tied up by the Cadets. Kick to come, 10-5. See the Cadets gathering there. Coach Seth Irwin in the background, the right of the screen there. Been with this IUP program a while, building something very good. As the kick comes, goes across the face there, so we're going to stay at 10-5.
Yeah, good response for the Hawks. They were looking a little bit weary, a little bit tired, but they managed to get themselves some field position. They got themselves a scrum, and then they just went back to their DNA. They were smashing holes down. They had a very organized attack. So even though it's aggressive, it is organized, it's strategic. They've got men around the ball. They've got double runners, just making sure they secure the ball. Great work from the Hawks.
Long kick there from the Cadets. Inside their own 22, they launch it downfield, going to keep it in. Janda makes a break. Janda, the Zimbabwean player, 10-5, just 30 seconds to go in the game clock. May have a bit of extra time. Papalardo gets it out to a waiting set there. Sebastian Yates takes it. Robertson. Perry moves it across field. Moved it back into the hands of Marius Edwards. Edwards powers through, strong player. Beach coming in, trying to turn that ball over. He isn't going to affect the turnover, he does. Beach right there, great work. Plays a bit of 7s, does. So that's very good for him. And here is Holmes again. He loves this quick ball. And he finds his way through the middle of the field. And here comes Holmes across the 22. He's bouncing over one person, knocked down at the very end there. That may have been a knock-on in the contact. So we're back. Referees whistled for a knock-on, so scrum to the cadets. As referee Letty whistles us for halftime. It is 10-5 and a late try. What a battle so far.
Oh, excellent battle from these two teams. I cannot wait for the second half. This is finely poised.
We are going to step aside for halftime. We'll be back with second half action in this D2 semifinal. We're going to find out who is going to play on Sunday.
And the conversation knows to hold up.
Here with head coach IUP. Coach, you guys defending champions, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and obviously this is a team that is not easy to score against. You put the first ones up against. What did you see that you liked? What did you see you didn't like?
When we had patience, we're doing fine. When we're not patient and we're flying around trying to do stuff that we don't do all year, bad things happen. We give them opportunities where we don't want to give them opportunities. So if we stay within the system and stay patient, I think good things will happen.
Definitely, and obviously conditions out here are tough, and I believe there is a future Hawk that there's a birthday they're celebrating today. Would you like to give that person a little shout out?
Yeah, happy birthday, Henry. 6. Yeah, it's good. Should be fun. Hopefully he's a 6'8" man with a nice leg.
Congratulations, happy birthday to your son, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, guys, you've already seen it. It's been a close game so far. We can't wait to see what the second half has to bring. Stay tuned. We got more on TRN.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood.
We got to get a look at the Norwich pair.
It's rugby time, America.
We got to get a look at the Norwich number 10 pair. Can't tell if it's a bad haircut or he's just got like.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood. It's rugby time, America. It's rugby time, America.
I have to say my favorite Thorn product is creatine,
White protein,
vitamin D, super EPA, fish oil pills.
I chose to take Thorn supplements over another brand because they're sports backed.
We know it's tested and it's safe to use.
There's a wide variety of benefits that range from sports performance to neurological benefits. I know it helps me increase my lifting capacity.
That they're third-party tested, that they're NSF certified.
And they also taste great, so that's why I choose Thorn.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back to Space City, where a late try puts Indiana University of Pennsylvania just up over Norwich in this D2 semifinal. Everything to play for here. Winner plays the University of Northern Iowa Panthers on Sunday in the championship game. John Broker with Craig, the contact, Coach Wilson. It has been a tough physical first half. What are we expecting?
Yeah, for someone who likes the contact side of the game, this is absolutely brilliant. Two teams are not holding anything back. They are throwing everything at each other, but it's been really strategic as well. It's been excellent.
The Cadets to kick this one off to start the second half. Referee Micheletti gets us underway. IUP in the white, running from left to right on your screen. With a little bit of a lead right now. Some work to do. The Cadet will not lay down, of course. Nice long kick coming in from IUP. Rolls and a touch, maybe a change of tactic in this half. Could be a line out coming for the Cadets.
Yeah, excellent kick. Absolutely making those yards. Really great work.
Here. IUP here.
Ball to come in from the Norwich Cadets. Klein, ball in hand. Up into the hands of Papalardo. Harry moves it in the middle of the field. Picking up where they left off. Sebastian Yates goes to the ground. Looking for some runners. They hold that one. A little bit of a late pass there to Dumasani Janda, so he can't do too much with it. Players trying to rip it away and get the penalty. Just held too long there. Turned it over. Penalty here for the IUP Hawks.
Yeah, you just felt that was coming. The ball carrier there got isolated, and then it was just latching onto that ball. Both teams have been excellent at the ruck defensively. They've always looked like they're going to be a jackal threat, and that's exactly what we saw there. Just getting a little bit, Janda was just get caught on his own. I mean, he wasn't put into the best positions. He was flat. He wasn't running at pace. And then that allowed the Hawks to latch onto that ball, get the turnover, and get some very early field position.
Get him a line out here for IUP. Players just taking a little direction there. They're in close to the line. See what the option is here. Ball comes down, well taken. Not engaging this time with the Cadets. Each in the first receiver position. They're going to bash this one right up the middle of the field. Lucas Masikis going to get back to his feet and take it forward a little bit there. They're about 7 meters out. Kringle at the back of this one, but ball turned over from the Cadets. Referee final. That looks like a knock-on advantage there. So Cadets at their own 5-meter line. Opportunity may try to clear the ball here as the ball gets back into the hands of Marius Edwards. Edwards puts one up. It does not find touch, but that should be your advantage right there. So it's taken by Mason Steed. Steed, ball up into Cameron Taylor's hands. Cameron Taylor finds a few steps, but can't get through the defenders. Torn away there by Marius Edwards. Marius Edwards just in and over Cameron Taylor when he got isolated.
Yeah, Taylor almost got caught doing too much. His carry made him isolated just as that ball stays in.
And that one knocked on off of the kick. We have a penalty here as a player came in and played it from his own team. So from bad to worse, would have been a knock-on, would have been a scrum for the Cadets. But they get a penalty as a player got knocked forward into, took the ball.
Yeah, you can see the knock on here. And then the player's now playing it from an offside position. So that's why it turned from a knock on into a penalty. Referee is right on the spot. And that's given 2 easy outs for Cadets to march up the field.
About 70 meters the Cadets have made off of that. They would do well to get some points over this. 3 minutes into the second half. We take a look at Dumasani Janda.
And in the first half, the Hawks have really done their homework on the Cadets' defense. You can see how they're not engaging. They're expecting the drive and more to come. So it'd be interesting to see if the Cadets change their style, which they do.
Logan Perry has a ball. They have a pod in the middle of the field they're going to run with. Good, strong, powerful run, but taken down by Ethan Miller. Across they come. Waiting. Stays in that first receiver spot. Deft little hands from the forwards to keep this one coming out wide. Gets in the hands of Papalardo. He always seems to find a little way through. Robertson's has some runners there. Gets it to Christopher Waiton. Sorry, John Kelly. Kelly gets bundled into touch by the IUP Hawks to be their lineup.
The Norwich Cadets, you can see once again, like the first half, they are attacking that blind side. So from the line out, you often call it an 11 play. So one play one way and then one play immediately back. And they're really sticking to that game plan.
Charles Edwards with the throw.
Ball up over the heads there, down in the hands of IUP. IUP inside their own 22. Little pick and go. Will they go again? This has worked to good effect for them in this game, just building a little bit of space. One more time. Cameron Taylor trying to get in over that one, but a player from Norwich got in a little bit quicker there. We'll see where the penalty goes. Not releasing, not rolling away against the Cadets, so they're going to go quick. And right on the spot, as usual, is Holmes. Holmes gets to the beach, who puts a pass in quickly, goes directly in a touch, so it's going to be a line out here for the Cadets.
Interestingly for Holmes, that's the third time he's tapped and went quickly. And I'm sure his forwards, we mentioned at the start, they are a forward-dominated team with pick and goes and carries. They're not necessarily wanting to play quickly. And on those 3 occasions, it hasn't really came off, and it was just handing possession back there. I think Hawks want to slow it down a little bit, use their scrum, use their line out, build momentum that way.
They go to the front, little trickery there. It doesn't work out for them. IUP winds up with the ball. Cadets don't get away with what they would like to. Beach is in that distributor position right now as he puts the ball in and over the head of Declan Pringle. Pringle. Wide they go on this one. Ball bounces in over the heads there. Not quite the connections they would want to get on these. Ball ripped up and out of the hands by Christopher Waiton. Waiton gets to the 22. It looks like it is Cadets ball. The referee's going to penalize them. That was a player not rolling away from IUP there.
Yeah, I feel
back and take a look.
I feel that's unfortunate there. You can see that the tackler is lying there. That's not allowing a clear ability to get access to the ball. I think that's a harsh decision there from the Cadets' point of view. Just as we look back here in the tackler, this is where you've got to be rolling away, not allowing a clear out. That allows the defender to latch onto the ball. Clearly lying there. Tough call.
IUP benefits nonetheless, so they will have the throw in at the line out here. The Cadets, you see them gathering their defensive mannerisms. Ball up to the front, taken away by Papalardo, but knocked on. Bring it back to a scrum here for IUP.
Interesting there from Cameron Taylor. It'd be interesting to see if he was offside. Was the ball still in the hands of Papalardo, who was up there? But nonetheless, maximum pressure on. They got the turnover as we look back at this line out. So you can see that the ball is still in here. It looks like he's in a slightly offside position. The ball is still there, but good work. He's working hard. He's playing on the edge of a law. Gets his reward. He gets in the eye line of 9. But you could see that could have been given, John.
It could have been given, certainly, as Pringle feeds this one in. Big pressure comes from the Cadets on the Hawks. Will they draw a penalty out of this? Skews around, comes back. Pringle, Beach. Runner coming in off the wing there. Dummy runner coming in the middle. That one just given right up into the hands of Marius Edwards, and he needs no invitation. Marius Edwards is gifted a try. Marius Edwards from Mount Royal Academy in Newport, New Hampshire, touches down for a try. The senior biology major. 5 points to the good. We're tied up again.
The Hawks, they just got their timings wrong. You can see the dummy lines. They were never really genuine options. So that allowed the Cadets defense just to push off, to put themselves into the passing channel. Exactly what happens here. That's just watch those dummy runners. Never really an option. This one way overrun from Holmes. So that allows Edwards just to stay in that passing channel. And then the ball just is gifted to him here.
And he chucks forward to him.
Yeah, it just does the rest. But the dummy lines were ineffective. Edwards has put himself in a beautiful position. He won't get an easier try than that.
Right in front of the post here as rain died down just a bit. Kickable ball here could take the lead, could Norwich.
It's been a bit of a scrappy start from both teams. There's been a lot of errors in this first 10 minutes, but the Cadets have done really well. He's taken the ball quite far back here. He's on the 22. Must be confident in the wind and the rain. Let's see how he does.
Kicking this one is Waiton. out of Southlake, Texas, a leadership major with the Southlake Carroll High School. So he's not too far away. He skews that one, does Waiton.
Yeah,
and it is going to remain at 10.
Yeah, I was surprised he took the ball so far back. Just as we look back at this play here, just needed to take his medicine, just carry the ball, not force it, particularly in that area of the field. Edwards was on hand to finish it, to score under the post.
So we're tied up here. Unconverted try. We're at 10 points apiece. Kick off to come here. Everything to play for. Game against the University of Northern Iowa on the line. Big intercept try from the Cadets. They will try to get the ball back off of this restart here. Ball bounces on the ground, knocked on immediately. IUP is going to have a scrum here. Just a bit of a mistake there, looked like, from Papalardo.
Yeah, two little errors here from the Cadets. First of all, the conversion, taking it way too far back, and then the exit play. Just got his timing wrong. You can see he went up a little bit early. It just went right through the middle of his arms, and then yeah, it was just a tough one. I'm not sure what position he got himself into there. Great athleticism, but not highly great for a catch.
Bit of a gymnastics move there. Did well in the floor exercises. Ball coming in here from IUP. At the back for Stalling. Stalling. Defender has figured out that he's going to go for a run plenty of times. So he's going to Jace Brooks. Jace Brooks is going to take that one forward. He is a tough customer, the Cherry Tree Pennsylvania native. Beach in that first receiver position, looking for the kick pass. It's anybody's ball, but it comes down into the hands of Mason Steed. He keeps that one in. Fischio near the touchline. Assistant referee right on the spot. Ball across from Kringle. Penalty against this Cadets team for an offsides. Waiting to see the hand motion there. So penalty for IUP. We'll see what the decision is.
Yeah, Beach, it's the third time he's went for that crossfield kick, and he's finding some good change out there. He's finding his players, he's putting pressure on. Really nicely mixed up there from number 9, Beach. As you see Cameron Taylor standing over a ball. I think he's going to go one way, John.
I would say he's going to. Here comes Cameron Taylor, gets a bit of a head of steam. About 7 meters out from the line are the IUP Hawks. Room up to that right-hand side. Players coming in from behind the breakdown. That one spilled forward. Back here, it's going to be a scrum here to the Norwich Cadets. A little bit of mistake there on an opportunity for the IUP Hawks. They're still tied, 12 minutes gone.
The Hawks have tried this on a few occasions. What they're doing, they're lining up pretty deep as a forward pod to one side of a ruck and then trying to swing around at the very last minute to catch the defense off on the near side or the blind side. On that occasion, they just didn't quite get it right. You could see they were lined up left and then at the last moment went right, but it was well read there by Edwards. He got off the line, put the pressure on, got in the eye line of the catcher, got himself a good turnover for him and his team.
Ball in from the Cadets. Long, high hanging kick. Haven't been much tactical kicking to touch so far this game. That ball comes down in Deasy's hands. Deasy's had some good runs. He looks a little wider this time. Player takes it on the move. That's Santino Fischio. Fischio finds some space, gets his team going. A little pick and go.
The Cadets territory.
Brooks gets just about 6 meters out. Players just queuing up here, looking for another pick and go. Player has to roll away, does Papalardo. Referee has told him just to stay there because the ball's alive. Next pod going. Just a couple players taking it. Cameron Taylor looking for his turn. Ball's alive. Cameron Taylor off to the right-hand side, spills it forward. Knock on, going to be a scrum here for the Cadets. A little bit of an error.
Excellent defense from the Cadets. You can see where the position they got themselves in. They call it a three-point start. They're getting nice and low. They know the Hawks are really going to come tight to that ruck. They're going to try and punch that ball through, and they were matching up. They were getting double tackles on. They had their organization around the ruck. They weren't over-committing defensively to the ruck. That preserved numbers to stay on their feet, and they got the reward there. Really great work, great defensive stand, and that was really big because the Hawks were knocking on the door.
Ball to come in here from the cadets. Jared Robertson to put this one in. You see Logan Perry in the background. Waiting this ball at the back, but they're going to stay off the back. Nice break here. A lot of field to go. Big tackle coming, but Waiton gets out there. Playing in the number 8 position. He's wearing the number 12. Coming across field. They have space out wide if they can get it there. Defense working their way back from IUP. Quick ball would be helpful. They get it there to Perry. Perry gets the ball at his feet, puts a little pass in, and a big break up the middle of the field. Can they get it across? Ball is in Jonda's hands. It skips by him right there. Still alive, John Kelly. Roberts at the 40-meter line, just about 45 meters out. Little show there from Will Moulton. Moulton gets to the 40-meter line and some. Robertson. Ball in the hands of Aiden McCabe. Aiden McCabe finds some room. Good efforts here from the cadets. Each player finding their way through a couple defenders, keeping the ball alive. Blake Wollaston takes that one in. Referee, however, awards the penalty to IUP this time, in and over, and that looks like Dominic Holmes.
Yeah, he's put his body on the line there for his team. Once again, the cadets are really testing the blind side, often known as the weak side or the near side, however you want to call it. They are coming down that channel a lot, and Holmes was more than up for it there. He survived a massive clean out. Great technique to ride that. Just as we look back, they're coming down to the weak side. There's Holmes. You can see there's the clear release. His hands are on the ball. 2 people clearing him out. He rides that initial challenge. The referee has got a perfect view of it. Well done, that man. Holmes, excellent turnover.
Ball up and over the top there, a little bit messy. Comes down for IUP. IUP on the move. Kringle, Beach. Big collision in the middle of the field. Sebastian Yates makes the big tackle. There's a little bit of room out here if they can get it there. Good pass. Looking for some space. Right into the hands of a waiting player. Dumasani Jonda is that man. Pick and go here from Norwich Cadets. Pot forward. They're getting their offense restructured here. About 30 meters out from their own line. We'll see what the decision here. They're going to go with the big fellas. Will Moulton is going to take that one in. Robertson looking for quick ball. Gets the ball up to Yates. Yates a little bit isolated there. Cameron Taylor, a couple other players trying to come in and over. Will they rip that away? They won't. It's going to be Perry. Logan Perry digs that one out. Moulton shows the ball every time. He's about to have a go there. Takes that into contact. Still about 35 meters out. Runners off to the right. Somebody closing up a channel, so it doesn't really stay there. So Waiton can only take it into contact. It's like a pick and go coming here, and Yates is going to do the honors. Another one. They're going to have to get this one closed over. Cameron Taylor looking to dig that ball away, and does so. I thought his feet might have come off the ground there, but they're going to go quick. Here comes Holmes. This is clearly, it seems to be a tactic here. Spilled forward again, doesn't work out for him. Papalardo has it. Ball back to the cadets. Robertson. They're inside their 22. They've lost a little ground of the cadets. Plenty of room to make up here. All tied up at 10. Perry hangs that one up. 18 minutes gone in this second half. 22 to go. Kringle finds a runner. Big tackles coming in from the Norwich University Cadets. Kringle able to get that one away again. Short pass. Beach looking for some runners, can't quite find them. Gets a hands free, gets a ball away. Another spilled ball, nearly picked up. We're going to be penalized here. Player not releasing someone. So Norwich, opportunity possibly to push this downfield.
Yeah, and we mentioned it about 10 minutes ago when Holmes had that initial penalty, and he did it once again, this tap play. It's almost like he's on a different wavelength to his team, just as you see Beach here trying to find his support player, and it was a tackle off the ball. You can see very clearly playing the man off the ball. But the Cadets' defense was excellent. What you're starting to see now, unlike the first half, they're getting their double tackles in. So every time the Hawks are starting to carry, particularly off 9, they're getting met with 2 Cadet defenders. That makes it even slower ball. It allows the Cadets to get continually off the line, and that's when you see Beaches under a lot of pressure, and then he has to try and force the play as opposed to build a play.
Ball coming in from Klein. Papalardo slips. Does it come back to IUP? It does indeed. IUP ball off of the Norwich Cadets throw in here. So it goes to Cameron Taylor. Cameron Taylor puts a pass out there a little wider. The rain's starting to come down again. So going to affect ball handling and play here. Just adds another element to what they have to do. Beach into the distributor role. Looks one way, looks the other, has a couple of conversations, eventually gets it to Charles Edwards. Looking again is Beach. That's Dominic Holmes in the first receiver position. Player on his own back there. Going to have to move this ball quickly if they can. IUP takes it forward, a little pick and go. There's that double tackle Craig was talking about. 2 players in there, just trying to slow things down a little bit. Kringle has Cameron Taylor one way, goes the other. Attempt for a little chip through there from Holmes, and that one doesn't work. Kringle has some runners. It gets the ball up to Martzoff. A halfway line. 20 minutes to go in this contest. All tied up at 10. Kringle. Trying to rip the ball out of the hands there is Waiton, wrestling on the ground. Did not release. Penalty here for the Cadets.
Awesome defense there for Cadets. Once again, it was those double tackles. And what you're seeing, really smart decision making at the ruck. They're not putting numbers in. So that means they have at least 14 players on their feet every single time. And that allows them to put that pressure on and really, really force it to make them make an error.
Ball here to IUP. Speaking of errors, a little knock on from IUP. So scrum here for the Cadets at the 22-meter line. We'll see where they come with this.
Just feel the Hawks now starting to make a few errors. It looks like they're running out of attacking options, particularly with this Cadets fence, which is staying strong. You've got to still look at the score, John. It's still 10-10. This game can go anywhere. And if there's one man for the Hawks right now who I feel could do something, Holmes. Yes, he's a little bit, he makes decisions on his own sometimes, but he is a really dynamic player. He can make something special happen out of nothing.
Ball in here for the Cadets. Taken off the back quickly. Again, Edwards playing in the number 8 role, wearing number 13. Gets a little go forward there. Players from IUP trying to dig over that one, but can't get it. Robertson finds it, gets it to his teammate Perry. Perry gets it out to Blake Wollaston. Wollaston, last one, was upset with himself. He got a little isolated and turned over, so he'll be happier right there as it comes down. This one in the hands of Aiden McCabe. McCabe goes forward. The Cadets trying to put together some phases here. Ball rolls. The referee's going to whistle. Everybody is unplayable. So it's going to be another scrum for the Cadets. This one in a much closer position, just about 10 meters out from the line.
Guess who was in there? Holmes, number 13. He is everywhere for the Hawks. Not only in attack is he giving it everything defensively, he is an absolute magnet for that ball. He is going for it, and he forced an unplayable there. So it is still going to be a scrum for the Cadets, but Holmes is really working hard for his team to really push it in. But this is an excellent attacking position from the left-hand side because the defensive scrum half, he's actually out the game. You can see he's on the left-hand side, so there's a natural overlap on the right-hand side. Let's see if the Cadets can make the most of that.
Steady ball. They're going to go the other way this time, but looking for a little trickery. Marius Edwards goes in. Going to need some friends to join the party here. Player in the middle of that for IUP. You see Logan Perry there, the number 10, calling for it to go right. They get it to Moulton. Player cannot roll away, so we have an advantage here to the Cadets team. They dig this one out, so this is pretty much a free play.
I think so, yeah.
Nice break there. Runners off to the right-hand side. We'll see where they decide to go. Perry is pointing out in that direction. They get the ball to Edwards. Edwards to the short pass there to Blake Wollaston. Referee's going to come back for the penalty. Doesn't see anything happening. It's going to be a penalty against IUP, just about 7 meters out.
Yeah, I'm not sure the referee will have an easier decision than that to make all day. Very clearly not rolling away, slowing the ball down. That's cynical, particularly in this area of the field. It might elevate a little bit later on if there's another penalty to a yellow card potentially. But this just gives cadets great field position. They're going to go for the line out. We've seen they've had a few trick plays lined up so far, particularly with Marius Edwards getting himself involved there. It looks like he might have shifted to the number 8 position, John. And let's just see what they can do from this position.
Good look at Logan Perry there, been directing traffic from fly half. You have Klein to put the ball in here. Don't think they're going to contest this. As you said, ball comes down. It is not contested, so they go quickly there through Papalardo. He shoots forward, but he's well tackled by IUP. So we're back to the dogfight that is a forward play within 5 meters of the line. You have Moulton carrying a player into contact there. Ball still alive. Which direction are they going to decide to go here? It looks to the left. They're going to go to the left. They're going to work their way through. They're just about 2 meters out from the line. Here come the cadets. Would like to take the lead. We're at 65 minutes, 15 minutes left to go in the game. Cameron Taylor up and over that ball, trying to dig it away. Can't get hands on it. Who is going to call their name next? Drive towards the line they go. They're right there. Are they in? Are they held up? Are they over? Referee has awarded a try to Norwich University, and it's a big man. Will Moulton is going to be awarded that one. Will Moulton from St. John's Prep from Danvers, Mass. Touches down here, and it's a lead change. 5 points ahead. Go the cadets.
Very, very big play there. They were knocking at the door, but I just want to highlight Jeffrey Papalardo. He was there helping his big guy, number 3, Will Moulton, who gets the try, well deserved. But when we look back at that, you can just see Papalardo. He was given absolutely everything as well to push that ball over. That was a really, really great play for the cadets. They were patient, and they've been working this left side the whole day. Just as we look here, you can see you're allowed 1 player pre-latch. There's Papalardo. Moulton's a big guy at the best of times, but when you add that power in from Papalardo, even a big man like Cameron Taylor, he is not going to stop that. Excellent try, particularly in these conditions. That's how you play effective rugby.
Moulton on Taylor. That is a battle for the ages right there. The defending champion IUP Hawks now trail by 5. Kick to come, could be 7. Plenty of time left to go in the game. Plenty of threats across the IUP team. We will see what happens after this, but first, the kick coming here from Christopher Waiton.
I think he needs to aim for that scoreboard if this has got any chance of going over, because that wind is whipping here in Houston.
Puts that one, is going to push it across the face. Sort of 5-point game here, 15-10.
Just as we look back at the big men going to work, what an angle from Next Level Rugby Productions. Great leg drive there from Moulton, in support with Papalardo. Brilliant play from the cadets.
You can see Taylor doing everything he could to get his hand under that ball, but couldn't quite get there. You take a look at the senior from Danvers. IUP to get us underway here again in Houston at this National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend. The flag is flying for the Norwich Cadets. That one bounces off. Knock-on advantage here. Going to come back. Going to be a scrum to IUP. Coach Killer, we've had a couple this game.
Yeah, that's the second time from the restart. Just as you score points from a cadet's point of view, the next job is the most important job. It's all about the exit, but fair play to the Hawks. They hang that ball up, they're forcing skill set errors, and then Taylor's there to really mop that up. But that is just letting Hawks back into this game, and you just look how tight it is. It's only a 1-score game. It's going to be about 12 minutes left. As the rain's coming down, we have got a grandstand finish here.
We certainly do. Ball in. Stalling. Gets it to Beach. Into the middle of the field they go. Masikis. They come back in looking for Fischio. Fischio gets an offload there. And there is the player that Craig was talking about just a little while ago. He's going to skate it into the post, and Dominic Holmes is going to touch down for IUP. A quick answer to the cadets' try.
How about that reply there? And I just felt it was coming. He looked good all day, Dominic Holmes, but he was allowed to be put in a position for some great play. They actually changed it up there, the Hawks. They moved the ball, and then it's just this inside runner here. So it's a nice play with a wraparound dummy, then the inside ball, and then what we look for as coaches is a double touch, and that's exactly what Holmes did. He gave the ball, then he supported. If you could be a double touch, that's naturally going to create the overlap. So there's the inside ball, but just look how he stays engaged in the play. Beautiful little offload. 13, Holmes has been excellent defensively. He's been even better on attack. And if anyone was going to get their team back into the game, it was going to be him.
Looking for some water on the sidelines there is Mr. Holmes. Kick to come here for IUP. It's Cameron Taylor.
Looks like he's going to go for the power shot here.
I would say. Here the rain come down. Taylor gets the boot under it. It is not going to go the direction he wants. So we're going to remain tied here. 15s in Houston. Everything to play for in these last 10.
Yeah, this is absolutely shaping up to be a good one. Just as we look back at Holmes, who races away, had to beat that last defender. He tried everything he could possibly do to get as close to those posts as possible. This is not easy kicking conditions at all. Scores 15 all, last 10 minutes. Couldn't have asked for anything more, John.
Everything to play for both of these teams. No let up anywhere. You see Cameron Taylor tied at 15. There is exactly 10 minutes on the game clock. Could have a little referee's time. IUP fielded well. Player stuck in the middle there from the Cadets, but referee says he's okay. Big hits coming in from the Cadets right there. Looking to turn this over. Here come the Cadets. Have they done it? There's a handout to them. Ball taken away. It is Norwich ball. Robertson finds some runners. Try scorer Moulton. Gives it up to Willett. Robertson looking for quick ball. Gets it in the middle of the field. Perry has it now. Holds the ball. Gets to a runner. They switch it back in. Waiting. Ball in hand. Get it out a little wider to Jonda. Jonda, there's room on the outside here. There's some defenders. A lot of work to do there for John Kelly. But Kelly gets the ball to the ground safely, and Perry steps into that distributor role. Spilled forward by the Norwich Cadets, however. Knock on, so we have an advantage here. IUP going to go back for the scrum. 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, skill execution is going to be vital now. You need that possession. And I mentioned it before from the Cadets. I just wonder what that misconversion in front of the post is going to do, John. It is really tight, this game. It's small margins. Just look, as we look back at there's not so much line speed there, but just that ball slipped out of the hands there from Perry. And then it was a knock on. And then Hawks have got a chance to clear their lines.
8.5 minutes to go. You got to look at Perry. Ball in from Pringle. Out the back from Stalling. Middle of the field they go. Little wrap around there. Good offload, but that one goes in behind Fischio. Fischio can't cover that one. It is Norwich ball. Little error there as the ball goes over the top. Here come the Cadets. That's the 40-meter line of IUP. Quick ball from Robertson. Moulton shows to a couple players, has to take it in himself. Will he be turned over here? Player in and over, and has done from IUP. See the absolute delight on the face of that player. See what the call is here. They've slowed this down just a bit.
Just felt that ball needed to go one more. There was big spaces on the left-hand side as we look back, but Moulton, he's just taking that ball on his own. There's 3 defenders from the Hawks there, latching straight onto the ball. We've been blessed with some great turnovers in this play. Look at that technique. Won the race, won the shoulder height, and they've decided to go for the scrum. They want to keep it tight and maybe try that play like we just did last time there, John.
They've got danger runners out there. They got Fischio, who used to be their fly half. So you have each stepping in fly half. Pringle playing scrum half. Asikas and Holmes. And we haven't seen as much of Deasy and Steed as you might. So they probably have something cooked up back here. And don't be surprised to see Stalling come to the back, as he does. Ball goes out in the middle of the field. Looking for runners out wide. Little dish there. That's a space they were looking for. A player bundled near touch. Rolls in. It's going to be Cadets ball.
I'm not sure if it's going to be a knock-on or a line-out. I think I'd rather take the scrum, but it looks like it's going to be a line-out there. Some good defense, particularly just staying connected on the inside shoulder. So that was more of a push or a drift defense. They stayed on the inside shoulder. They didn't panic when that ball went out wide. They just used the touchline as a defender essentially there from the Cadets. Really disciplined play, and that forced the Hawks into a mistake.
Rain lashing down here, 7 minutes. Excuse me, 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go here. Ball to come in. Cadets ball. They did take the scrum. Ball in, well taken, push back. Pressure coming from IUP. They're going to have to dig this one out. So Yates happy to do so. Gets a little movement forward. Perry has to come in. Takes a number of players there to clean that one out. This one should be a little bit cleaner for the Cadets. Another pick and go. Just setting it up. Cameron Taylor trying to get his hands over. Can't make it happen. Robertson gets it to Perry. Perry wants to send a runner straight through. He finds Waiton, but Waiton just gets a half gap. Doesn't get too far. Ball into the hands of Marius Edwards. Marius Edwards powers his way into the defense. Robertson. Yates. Not finding too much purchase with these players here. Players going to need to roll away. I'm not sure they're going to get advantage out of this. Referee is saying ball's available. Willett takes it forward. Another break off the back from Norwich. Robertson. Perry. Is there room out wide? Looking to go a little wider this time. They've got it to the width, but it gets spilled forward. Knock on. Going to be a scrum here for Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Big opportunity there, just as it was looking like it was going to open up. A knock on. Look, these conditions are tough, but those passes are going to stick if they want to go there. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Maybe just took the eyes off there. Need your basics to be at their absolutely best. Obviously, he's disappointed, but there's still about 3 minutes left in this game. This is 4 minutes. This is an absolute barnstormer here. What team can get that initial momentum, get the break to get the win?
See Coach Seth Irwin there, not worried about the weather, worried about the game. IUP Hawks with the first-year player puts that one in. Now they get it to Beach, coming across the field. 4 minutes to go on the game clock. See what happens if we head to overtime for this one. Would be a big ask. You see Dominic Holmes right there. Gets the ball just outside the 22. Kringle gets the ball to Jace Brooks. Referee says that ball is playable, wants to go on, so they get it to a forward pod there, waiting. It's like Euchre takes that one in. Kringle looks one way, goes the other, takes it on his own. Can't get isolated here. Players in and over, dug that one away. Referee says that's fine. Or not. I think back's going to be a penalty here against the Cadets. Santino Fischio thinks about it.
This is the big opportunity here. You can just see as he's going for that ball. He's trying to play that ball. It doesn't look like he's directly on the ball. He looks like he's touching the ball, but you've got to be clearly lifting that ball up. Hands on the ball is not enough. It's got to be lifted. Good call from a referee.
Stalling takes that one forward. They're going for the 5 points here. Cadets piling in, trying to take this one away. Looking down this short side. Ball bobbled, but stays in hand for IUP. IUP continues to work. Kringle finds a runner. Little bounce off there. Going to try to get to the ground. Players being held up there by the Cadets. Got to get his knee to the ground. Can he get it going? They're going forward here, our IUP. Don't want to turn this over. Referee's on the spot. That's what's probably going to happen unless something magical happens. It's going to come up. Going to be a scrum here for the Norwich Cadets inside their 22 as we're just under the 2-minute mark to go in the game.
Very, very fine
Referee
moments.
taking time.
You can just see defensively how they got themselves under the ball, and that means the maul was called. So as soon as it went down, just look at the technique here. Just look how he got his forearm under the ball, Moulton, and then the two players are underneath, and they're not letting him drop down for a need to be down for a tackle. Great defensive work there. You could have looked from a Hawks point of view. You need to add your weight in. There's no point just standing there looking. Great work there for the Cadets. Big play. You can see the fight. Beach needs to hit that. He needs to get it moving forward.
Both teams have a player down, getting attended to right now. A little bit of cramping seems to be going on. Humid rain here in Houston brings in a chill as well. Hope these players are okay.
So we're down into it's like round 12 of 2 prize fighters going at it all day long. This is going to be a big finish.
This one is not going to get decided at the end, possibly. Unlike a prize fight, they have to go into some overtime here. There's a couple minutes left.
We need a winner.
A moment of magic here for one of these teams. Jared Robertson has the ball in hand.
From a Cadets point of view here, even though there's 2 minutes left on the clock, you don't want to overplay your hand. It's still a lot to play for. You can still play for territory. You can force a knock on with a long kick, or even if you do kick and they field the ball from a Hawks point of view, then you back your defense. You do not need to go for bullseye right now. Be patient. Don't force it, because that's when errors may happen. But the Hawks will have it. They're going to try and put maximum pressure on this scrum and defensively.
Certainly will. Don't want to get penalized either team in the scrum. Robertson to put the ball in here. More game breakers probably on the IUP side here to take one, a bit of a distance. As the ball comes off the back there to Yates. Yates is going to take on a couple of defenders here from IUP. IUP trying to dig that ball out of there. It's going to come back to Robertson. Robertson gets it back to Willett. Moulton comes over. 2 props in for the full game today. That one slips out the back. It's in the hands of the Norwich Cadets. They have to push it backwards. Again, they're going in. IUP trying to push the issue here. Counter ruck, a referee said was good. So it is IUP ball. Well taken. Cameron Taylor came in there. A bit of a slow rate of speed, I thought, but was able to force a turnover. So now they're right on the line here at 79 minutes. 1 minute to go on the game clock, and you have IUP knocking on the door. IUP working their way towards the line. That's a player that may have been held up before, making amends for it now. You have Kringle setting up, looking for some runners. Thinks better, but wants to go with the pick and go. They're going to send the big fellas towards that line. Down they go. Can't turn it over. Jace Brooks comes in. Cleans that one off. Again, they go, keeping it tight. We've seen them play this a couple of times. A little show, a little go. They're coming back the other way. That was Trent Stalling, held up just before the line. Looking again. There's some runners out wide. Can they get it there? Ball bounces off the boot into the hands of Jonda. Knock backwards, knock forward. Referee says that's fine. It is going to be ball here for the Norwich Cadets. 18 seconds on the game clock. We may be headed towards overtime. It's going to be a scrum for the Norwich Cadets deep inside their own line. We will have hit time when it gets to the end of this, or maybe a referee's minute or two. But 15-15 here in this Division II semifinal. We may be headed towards overtime, Craig.
That was a huge opportunity from the Hawks just when they needed their catch pass to stick. They got a little bit excitable. The ball went really high in these conditions. That is brutal to catch, and the opportunity was gone. The Cadets were not going to let that happen.
Time's off.
Just to let you know, we do go to overtime. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes for a break, and then it's going to be sudden death overtime here in Houston. 10 minutes sudden death. Fantastic. Everything on the line. One more opportunity here for this Norwich Cadets team. However, a good scrum here from IUP could force the issue.
Yeah, it's a tough one here for the Cadets. What do you do? Do you try and run it and go for the win now, or do you be a little bit more pragmatic, send it long, send it out, and maybe regroup? It's a tough one here, but we need to get this ball out.
They do. Robertson gets it out, and kicking it into touch is Logan Perry. And we're going to step aside for this break. We'll be back with overtime just after this.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
in our game. We play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome back. It's everything you hope for. Pure excitement here. The D2 semifinal going to overtime. Norwich and Indiana University of Pennsylvania tied at 15. John Broker with the contact code. You see the weather here in Houston. 10-minute sudden death.
Yeah, this is as brutal as it gets of these teams. Overtime play in these conditions. Let's see how this goes.
The Cadets are running from left to right there. That one, and not the kick they would have wanted. Norwich in their hand. I mean, haven't seen a ton of him. A penalty against the Cadets right away for not releasing, so it's IUP ball.
Yeah, some good work there. Stolen, number 8. This is how he got himself onto the ball. There's been a lot of good turnovers here. There's been a lot of good jackals. And that was an excellent one.
Ball downfield. It'll be a line out for IUP.
Some great field position. It's exactly what you need in sudden death rugby. You do not want to be anywhere near your own post, your own try line. You want to be down in the opposition. Make them play. You couldn't have asked for a better start than the Hawks.
Hawks here to put the ball in. Most of these players, a lot of them played a full 80. Haven't used a ton of reserves, either of these teams. As the ball goes to middle of line out, nearly taken away by the Hawks. They're going to keep this alive to Beach. Beach gets it a little bit standing still, so this probably won't be the strike move they would want as they go behind their own 50-meter line. Fair amount of these IUP players play a bit of sevens, so used to some game break when they can get it. Kringle comes across, gets to a waiting pot of forward, stalling, steps inside. Battling the Cadets. They're trying to hold another player up in the air. That ball seems to be available there. They get it to the ground eventually, so referee says play on, IUP ball. Defense for the Cadets working itself out there. Middle of the field, Beach. Players just in front there, looking for a little space. They get it to him. Trent Stalling takes that one back inside. Stalling, is he isolated? Players there helping him out as quickly as they can, so this one should be okay. Dylan Deasy steps in to that distributor role, but Kringle comes around and takes it from him. So Dylan McAnulty takes it in, and Kringle gets it to Jace Brooks. Jace Brooks, an absolute workhorse flanker for this team. Kringle goes to the right-hand side. There's some space and a little bit of room out wide there if they can get it there. Players, again, trying to hold them up there from the Cadets. Kringle goes out to the side. Here is one of their key players. He gets a little foot free there, keeps the ball in. It has to be offloaded. They're still alive, but work there from Dominic Holmes. Nearly sort of lost it, but they're okay. You see they're inside the 22. Have to keep this ball smart and win these rucks. Cameron Taylor at the back. Kringle's going to step in for this one. They have a player down. They're going to want to stay away from that as well, as Jace Brooks takes the ball in. Player from the Cadets trying to get in and over, but can't do it. Working that ball back. Pick and go. Not isolated, getting themselves in. That's the 5-meter line. This can end it if they can get there. Another pick and go. They've got 3 players there. They should be able to get this one cleanly unless somebody brings them through. You see the IUP sideline there. You know what they're looking for. Ball up there to Trent Stalling. Trent Stalling dives forward, but doesn't get isolated. Sometimes they get under those feet and be a little tough. They work off to the right-hand side.
You got it!
All right, they go. Can't get held up. Looking for a clean touchdown here. Ball's on the ground. Referee whistles, no try. We'll see what the call is here.
I think it might be a penalty for a double movement. Just needed a little bit more patience there. There it is.
This player has moved a couple of times there. Good call, Craig.
Yeah, double movement there. Just needed a bit more patience. They've worked themselves 80 meters up the field, and it was the last 8 centimeters, which added just that little bit of pressure on there. Whoa, the Cadets, they rode their luck there.
Cadets push it downfield, going to get out to about 35 meters. We take another look.
Yeah, so just see when the knee goes down there, just that extra movement. He's trying to play that ball. He's clearly short. Yeah, call from a referee. So there he's down. You're allowed 1 initial movement. That's 2, 3. Nah, good call from a ref.
Look at the IUP players. All that work, 4.5 minutes gone in a 10-minute sudden death overtime. Ball up there to Papalardo. Takes it down again, perfectly happy to. They're going to go back, put the ball to the boot, and play it down the other end of the field. Hope for a bit of a mistake here as that one sails over. It's going to be a line out number 4 IUP.
It's what the referee said, that it was taken back. Yes, it was. So that's going to come all the way back. The referee clearly said it was passed back into the 22, so that ball needed to stay in before it went out, so it needed to bounce. It went straight out on the full, and that is a big error there for the Cadets. That has given Hawks excellent field position.
Right back down in the part of the field they were. Go the IUP Hawks. IUP Hawks. Opportunity here. Have to win this line out. They've had some good competition at it. Ball comes across. Not straight. Referee's going to bring that one back.
Tough line out
here for the Cadets.
Yeah, tough line out conditions there. Really tough. That ball just needs to be really thrown in fast with a lot of pressure. That was more of a looped, and the wind's just going to take that away. Easy decision for the referee, and once again the Cadets get an opportunity to clear their line. So it'll be interesting to see if the referee's called where the ball is. It looks like it's inside the 22, so that allows them a clear exit.
Ball in for the Cadets. Ball's the back, Yates. He's going to step out and step inside another one. Looking to take this away. Player thought he was off his feet. Referee says that's fine. However, Robertson's back there. Again, this ball will go back inside the 22, so they're going to go for the box kick here. And it is fall to the front, apparently, referee says. It's going to be a scrum here for the Cadets. Works out well for them. Little error from IUP.
Was close to being another penalty as well. Once again, playing the ball from an offside position, but it looks like it's just going to be a scrum. Great box kick, much better exit. That had to just find some grass, put the pressure on. So that's just how you march up the field. So really good game tactics there from number 9, Jared Robertson, just to give his team that important field position, which they haven't had. I can't believe it's 7 minutes gone already.
This is unbelievable. I keep looking up and can't believe it myself. 7 minutes gone and a 10-minute sudden death here in the NCR Division II Championship. Ball forward there, well carried by the Cadets. The happiest people right now are the University of Northern Iowa. Watching these two teams just battle it endlessly. They'd be happy for a few more overtimes. We go to 10 minutes, sudden death over and over again until somebody wins. Right now, the Cadet break across the 40-meter line. Ball up here for the Cadets. Cadets Lost to VMI in triple overtime in 2018. So looking to avenge that right now. My rugby knowledge. Ball here coming out for the Cadets. That one gets into the hands of Dumasani Janda. Janda hasn't found a ton of room today.
Use it.
Has the fullback. Referee telling players to use it. Will it? To the ground. There's a 40-meter line. 2 minutes to go in this first overtime.
Use it, 9.
Robertson gets it up to Moulton. Moulton to the ground. On rushing defense still coming from the IUP Hawks. There's Perry. Perry holds it, gets it a little wider. Is this space going to open up? It will not. Cameron Taylor trying to get in and over that one. He was pulled back and rolled. Was it legal? Logan Perry steps in to distribute a roll there. Gets the ball up, and they continue on the move. Do the Norwich Cadets. Slower ball. Perry into the middle of the field, looking to find some space in this IUP defense. Janda loses that one. Did it go forward? Referee whistles, and it has. Ball's going to go to IUP. Their scrum here at the 9-minute mark.
Just sense there needs to be a bit more of a kicking game from both teams. There's a lot of space in behind. And sometimes in this weather, I know it sounds counterintuitive, you're better without the ball. Particularly if you kick it long and deep, you're forcing the other team to either play the ball or kick it back to you in a better position. Slugging it out in the middle of the field is going to prove really, really difficult. So maybe just sending the ball into the deeper part of the field, force something, or just make your opposition play out from deep.
Penalty this time against the Cadets at that scrum. Haven't had a lot of scrum penalties, but a good one for IUP right there.
Number 1.
They're at their own, just inside their own half, I should say. Cameron Taylor.
Suspect this will be a tap and go. Taylor's going to take it to the heart of him.
Cameron Taylor taps it. Cameron Taylor goes. Cameron Taylor gets the better of Will Moulton. That is just two of them battling on the top of a cliff there. Another big hit comes in. IUP, ball in hand. Inside the 40-meter line. On rushing defense coming from the Cadets, trying to close one down. Kringle has a couple of runners here. Player off on his own, but help arrives. Kringle. Player just slips right there. Does Jace Brooks. Kringle again. Can they get the room out to the right-hand side? Ripped off there by the Cadets. Cadets with an interception. Ball up into the hands of Perry and knocked forward there. So we have a couple of knock-ons. We're at 10.5 minutes on the game clock here.
You got a big break.
Just a little bit of time left to go.
Referee wants to see one more play. He wants it finished in this overtime. No, I think
that's going to be the end of overtime number 1. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the next overtime right after this.
Who do you want?
Where's our structure? We're getting to a point where we have no structure whatsoever. Slow it down if we have to. Get back to the Norwich rugby, all right? Get back to Norwich rugby. Backs, we're still not getting the depth that we want at all. Forwards, if you're part of that back line, talk. Hey, take a step back. If we want to get it out wide, we need depth to attack. But we're still not getting that, right? But good work on defense. Putting pressure on them. Let's keep the pressure. We're getting the ball back. It's keep ball retention. Not our ball. Not our ball in hands. They don't get a chance to score. We're going to be receiving this time because they kicked off in the first one. So we got to catch the ball. Support one another. Stay close to one another. Trust, boys. Go through the ball. So there's no penalty for poaching. Support one another. Hold on to the ball. Simple rugby, guys. Simple rugby. Simple rugby. Hey, listen to coach.
Guys, I'm going to say one thing. Dog River run. Just think about that fucking run. That's this time now. That's what you're going to do right now. That Dog River run.
Put 2 and 3
three. 1, 2, 3.
With you! Let's go, boys! You got this.
All you got. Let's go.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Welcome back to Houston. It is overtime number 2. John Brooker with the contact coach. It is anybody's game. We're tied at 15. It is sudden death. We're in the second overtime. We'll play as many as it takes. We'll see how it goes. Lots to play for. The weather playing a factor. Second overtime, IUP versus Norwich. As I said before, winner plays University of Northern Iowa, who must be thrilled in their warm hotel rooms at the moment as these teams continue to battle it out and put in the extra minutes ahead of a final on Sunday. Kringle to Stalling. They're outside the 22. Working their way through. Willett had hands on the ball. Referee said let go. Ball out here into the hands of Jace Brooks. A collision right there. Looked like it was Sebastian Yates. Norwich, aggressive defense here. Player in and over for Norwich. Ripped away. Good turnover there by the Cadets. Cadets just outside their own 22. Will Moulton has played a lot of rugby, been very effective today. Now into his 100th minute? 91st minute. 91st minute. Here comes Perry. Perry looking for the space. Hasn't had a line break all day. Gets the ball back clean. Robertson going to go back to the strong side. Gets the ball to Blake Wollaston. Wollaston, Florida native, takes it into contact. They're outside the 22. Looking for a big break here. If they want to wait, and he's not going to find it.
Hold.
Players a little flat on the line here for this Norwich Cadets team. They've got a long way to go, keeping the ball in hand. IUP rolling over that ball. Referee said he is the first one on it, so he is fine to play. So the ball comes to Cameron Taylor. Cameron Taylor works it back so Kringle can play it. Kringle looks a couple directions and gets it to Jace Brooks. Coming out this time to Cameron Taylor. Cameron Taylor steps one way, steps back the other. Finds a couple of his opponent front rows. Gets tackled to the ground. Ball out in the middle of the field into Lucas Masika's hands. Looking for a break here is Fischio. Fischio, was he held? Was it knocked down? Was it knocked back? It is in IUP hands. Referee says there's a knock on there from the Cadets. We're going to go back here for a scrub to IUP.
Just feel that Cadets are shooting themselves in the foot here. They're trying to play out from their own 22. That ball needs to be as far away from their try line as possible. They haven't really looked like they were going to make a break in the last 30, 40 minutes or so. So you've got to just change your tactics, get it long, back your defense, because the defense for Cadet has been really, really good, but they're just trying to batter it down from their own 22. I wonder if they're going to regret that decision, John.
We will find out, because it is IUP ball, and you see the first-year player, Declan Kringle, right there. Business major. Gets the ball in the back. Stalling gets to the beach. They're looking for a strike play right here. Slowed down a little chip forward. They're finding some space in behind. The foot race is on, and kicked into touch by Dumasani Janda. So it's going to be a line out here for IUP. They thought about going quick, but they're going to hang on to it.
And that's the kicking game I was talking about. It puts maximum pressure on the defense immediately. That was a wonderful kick. Even though they haven't got the initial reward, they've got themselves where they want to be. They've got the ball back, they're deep in the 22, and they can just keep applying that pressure. The Hawks can really start to turn the screw here. Just a beautiful kick through. Really great play.
We got to close this up a little bit. Yeah, we're good. You're good.
Referee Micheletti, in his 93rd minute, calling for a little close of the gap here. The ball's going to come in from IUP. IUP go to the front. They're looking for a quick one. It spills out of the hands. It's in the Norwich Cadets' hands, just at their own 5-meter line. They're probably going to have to kick this one away. We'll see what they decide to do. Robertson has Perry. Perry launches it. Is he going to keep it in field? Indeed, he does, but it's knocked forward there by Beach. He's trying to say it went straight down, but that was pretty clear knock on there. It's going to be a scrum here for the Norwich Cadets.
And that's what kicking can do. Yeah, it's a difficult day for the back three. Any type of kick, even if it's not the best, what it does is putting pressure on there. Beach, on any other day, he would probably take that. But bearing in mind, you're in the 95th minute, you're under fatigue, it's a long season, the weather's horrendous. Just keep marching down by using the boot.
Perry laying a little deep here for this Norwich Cadets team. You see Fischio at the back there for IUP. Ball coming in from Robertson. Clean ball comes to the back. Gets there to Perry. Perry gets it in the middle of the field. They're just going to go for a starter play here. Get themselves going.
Use it.
Forwards just wrapping around there. Players from IUP trying to come in and disrupt. Don't want to get penalized there.
Use it, Red.
Another pick and go. Driving forward there is Aiden McCabe.
Back.
Making important meters for this Norwich team. Willett. Penalized are the Norwich Cadets. Ball in hand quickly there is Dominic Holmes. This is going to go quick. They could have gone for the post there. Cameron Taylor kicked before, couldn't quite get it, so here they go. Trent Stalling looking for a runner. Gets it back inside to Kringle. Kringle about 10 meters out. His opposite number comes in there. Perry. Ball's alive. Stalling. Bounces on the ground. Ball still alive. Cameron Taylor. Does he have the room this time? Cameron Taylor looking towards the line. Gets pushed sideways. They're 5 meters out. Off they come right off the back. Going to keep this one tight. They do have some runners out wide. Some good players. Jace Brooks comes in. You see in the American flag headgear and just covers that one up. Off to the right-hand side. Can they keep this alive? Can they get it down is the question. Don't want to be held up in the try zone. Going to turn that one over. Ball down. It's going to be IUP ball again. Pick and go, and they're in. Try awarded. We'll get the number for you. And IUP Hawks look like they have punched their way to be the defending champions in the Division II championship game for National Collegiate Rugby. It is a great win, a pick and go, a little bit of an error, and the Hawks are going to return to the championship game.
Yeah, it looks like it's that man, number 13, Holmes. Big play from that young man. He just felt the Cadets needed to be down in the other end of the field, but alas, the Hawks, they managed to really ride that pressure, get the try, get the win. Well deserved.
Great work there. It's going to be a Sunday game. It was an extra 14 minutes of rugby for this IUP team. Well challenged by the Norwich Cadets. What a game of rugby we've seen in our hands. Tremendous work it has been for them. That is going to be the last game of the day. We're going to go down to Tyler Deutsch on the field.
I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend of this absolutely bout-for-bout battle. One of the most exciting matches we've seen in this tournament. You scored the game winner on top of your hat trick. How did it feel out there?
I honestly, there's no emotions for it. Like, it wasn't even just all me. Our forwards battled, and we needed everyone to step up, and everyone did. So, it wasn't even all me.
Going into the second overtime, what were you guys thinking? What did you tell yourselves? I see that you guys have dog on your shirts. What were you thinking going into that?
I literally just said, be a dog. We need each and every one of every person on this team to step up, and they did. That's all.
Congratulations. You guys are headed to the D2 National Championship. How do you got anyone that you want to shout out?
My family, coaches, and obviously the team and the family. So that's all. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for an absolutely lightning match. A killer finish to an absolutely killer day.
Thank you, Tyler. That is it for us here in Houston. Tomorrow, 2 bowl games, the D1A final, the D1 final. The D2 and D3 finals are going to be on Sunday here in Houston. That's it for us for the evening. Next Level Rugby for Craig Wilson. I'm John Broker. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.